just to show you how I min-max my DPS in various situations, various pools. What's my rotation in a single target encounter / boss or a AoE burst situation, how I try to maybe stay alive, because keep in mind that DPS equals no DPS, so you want to keep yourself alive. Sometimes I see some players sometimes prioritizing their cast. They just want to finish that cast, then they move out of danger. Never do that, guys. Please never do that. Keep in mind that when it comes to overall damage in a Mythic Plus, it varies a lot on the affixes of that week, level of the dungeon, definitely your gear and playstyle, but also tank pools, as in how big are the pools, how big are the pools possible to be made, again affixes or the group, and that might vary from player to player. All you can do is to min-max your damage output without comparing yourself to other hunters. Try to see what are your mistakes or how you could have improved on various situations, on a pack, on a single target fight, what you missed and what you could have done better. Alright guys, for the playthrough explanation and the situational moments of how I min-max my Marksman Hunter DPS or how I survive, as I said, I chose to show you a Mythic Plus 17 Mist of Terna. I have still no idea at this point how you read the last word, Mist of Terna, Mist. A kit that we've done at some point on the stream, as you can see. Don't mind the stream UI. It's a kit done with a bunch of viewers from the chat. Nothing fancy, it's just a simple 17, simple playthrough, no big insane pools. It's an, I would say, average key, average playstyle. We'll go through some packs, both AoE, single target situations, show you what I've did, how I've did, what I've did wrong. There are some mistakes in my playstyle, but let's get into it. As we begin with the dungeon, we are about to get into a first big double pool. As you can see, my tank diving into both of the packs and preparing to pool. I'm about to tap my double tap. So always have double tap already pre-casted when you are about to enter a combat. As soon as he stacks the group, I proceed with misdirecting him. Really important, use misdirect on pretty much cooldown if you're playing a hunter, especially as a marksman, and especially if you are a Night Fae marksman under the Korain soulbind. But even if you play other covenants, you will have a really high burst in the first couple of seconds of the fight with all your cooldowns available and popping all your cooldowns. So then it's really important to help your tank with misdirection, so all your aggro or your generating aggro goes towards him. That helps him get the mobs and have a better control of the group, and you don't get, as I said, aggro on it, so you won't have mobs lunging at you and maybe killing you in the very beginning of the fight. If that happens though, if you don't have misdirect available, or for any reason you get aggro in the first couple of seconds of the fight, feign that is your friend. One of the best skills, I would say, in this game. The moment you pop feign that, you drop all the aggro and you mitigate most of the damage or incoming spells towards you, as you'll see in the very first pack. So keep in mind, misdirect on pool or like before the pool. Double tap, have double tap ready. The moment you type double tap, it stays on you for 15 seconds, so the next aim shot or rapid fire in the next 15 seconds, it's doubled. Of course, if you use any unused trinkets, like you will see, I'll use Quantum Device. Once the group is gathered and it's pretty much placed, you will proceed with your AoE rotation. The way I do my AoE rotation is that I pre-apply explosive shot on one of the mobs which I think it could be the center of the group. You want explosive shot blast to pop on as many mobs around it as possible. You can, as I said, pre-apply it before you start your ongoing rotation. It takes up to 3 seconds for the AoE blast to happen, so you can pre-cast it, pre-apply it on a mob as the tank does the pull. And then I place my Night Fae ability or your Kirin ability, place it on the ground, start my true shot, and My rotation starts with rapid fire. Normally you wouldn't start the rotation with rapid fire because the whole idea of Marksman Hunter is never to use a skill that is capping your focus. But because I play with a rapid fire legendary and I prioritize my rapid fire casts over the aim shots, especially in the beginning of a pack with double tap activated, even though I'm focus capped, even though I'm at 100% focus, I will proceed with rapid fire as my first ability. Really important to mention, put volley on the ground the moment you are ready to start with your sequence of casts. If you are in between, as I said, 4 to 8% maybe haste, in a volley window under true shot, you are able to cast 2 aim shots and 1 rapid fire. Now what happened there, even though I said that normally after you apply Night Fae ability on the ground or Kyrian, you start your true shot ability and apply volley, you go into 1 rapid fire cast if you play with a legendary and then 2 sequent aim shots. What happened for me after my rapid fire and after my first aim shot, RNG of the legendary resetted the cooldown of the rapid fire. And because I prioritize the rapid fire casts, I stopped my aim shot cast just to go into another rapid fire burst. It's doing way more AoE as the aim shot would have done, so you always want to prioritize the reset of the rapid fire. But again, that's RNG. Normally I proceed with rapid fire into aim shot into aim shot. That's 3 spells with true shot activated into the volley window. After the volley window is down on an AoE situation on 3+ targets, you proceed with multi-shot into either aim shot into either rapid fire, depending on which one is available. If you are playing with the aim shot legendary, a good opener AoE cast sequence, after again you apply the Night Fae, you apply volley, trinket, explosive shot and all of the above, you would go into volley, aim shot, rapid fire and then another aim shot. You want to do this rather than 2 consecutive aim shots and 1 rapid fire, because after each rapid fire cast, your aim shot, your next aim shot after that has a lesser castable time. A really important thing that you saw over there, I used my feign that defensively or tactically, if you want to call it. The moment I got targeted by the big tree mob with the beam, if you use feign that at that point or turtle, it will not apply the cocoon anymore. As I said, feign that is a really important and strong spell in most of the situations. It can mitigate or make some spells, make some targeted spells towards you not apply their effect. After you saw the Night Fae and the true shot application goes off, I just proceed in my normal AoE rotation on every 3+ mobs, multi-shot into aim shot, into another multi-shot, into another rapid fire, depending on which one is available. And if I feel like I'm starving focus, I just do 1 or 2 steady shots. Moving on into the dungeon, we have a 4 mobs pack, no cooldowns for this pack. Again, I pre-apply explosive shot on one of the targets, and I once the pack is gathered by the tank, I go into my simple rotation of multi-shot, aim shot, multi-shot, rapid fire. You saw mid pack I used double tap. Again, use double tap on cooldown whenever it's available. Doesn't matter if it's on a big AoE pack or if it's on a single target situation. Just double your aim shot, double your rapid fire for maximum utilize throughout the whole Mythic Plus. At some point in this pack I was about to die. I used a healing pot. Keep in mind, really important in every Mythic Plus situation or raid situation, don't be shy to use your defensives. Don't be shy to use your exhilaration, your turtle, healing pots. As I said, feign that. Really important to stay alive. I will keep saying this, dead DPS equals no DPS. With the current state of Marksman Hunter, we do not have a strong 2-target rotation. Pretty much when we are facing 2 targets, we just rely on single target rotation. The way I started these 2 mobs is with volley. Normally, outside of true shot, in the volley window, you can either squish in 1 rapid fire, 1 aim shot, either 2 aim shots. Depends again a bit on your haste, but definitely 2 spells are in a volley window without haste buff, true shot buff. After that, as you can see, I just proceed with my single target rotation, aim shot into arcane shots when it's procced, and rapid fire when it's available, filling in with some steady shots just to refill my focus. Really important to use your arcane shot procs on cooldown as they are coming. Definitely during a true shot window, you want to prioritize aim shot and rapid fire over the arcane shots. Really rarely you will do an arcane shot outside of its proc. Only do it if you are fully kept on focus and there is no other ability available. If there is no aim, if you have still an aim shot cooldown, still a rapid fire cooldown, and you are 100% focused, then you can do 1 or 2 arcane shots, but not ideal to do them outside of their damage proc. Getting into the boss fight, this is a 2 target boss which switches at some point into a single target fight. Really important thing that I did in the beginning of this fight, I got my pet into the fight. Normally as a marksman you don't want to play with a pet. All the time when you play without a pet, you gain a 10% damage buff, which you want to keep it. It's a really strong buff, and the pet value, the pet damage overall won't do that much as that 10% you gain. But there are moments like this in which you want to play with your pet. That's when you want to use the Bloodlust. As you can see in my party at the moment, there is no another Bloodlust character that can do the spell. So then it kind of relies to you, even as a marksman hunter, to bring your pet out during a fight and Bloodlust for the group. You could use drums, or the group could use drums, but it's not as effective as a hunter, chamois, or mage lust. Now when you bring the pet out, there are various ways you can play this around. You can either keep your pet throughout the whole fight. As you bring it out, you Bloodlust, you keep it out, he does a bit of damage, and then you dismiss your pet so you can get the damage buff back throughout the next fights up until you need to use Bloodlust again. Or there's another cheeky method which you can use, which I've seen some hunters use it, but honestly I don't necessarily recommend it. The other method is to bring your pet out as the fight starts, Bloodlust. You can either Bloodlust like 2 or 3 seconds before you get in combat. You proceed dismissing it, and then throughout the fight the group and you will have the Bloodlust buff, but your pet will be dismissed, so your damage stack will start ramping up again. Like the damage buff will start ramping up again. Why I don't recommend this? If you don't do it quite fast, and even if you do it fast, you will lose the first, let's say, 2 to 4 seconds of the fight, in which you can lose some procs, you can lose some pride damage if it's, as you can see in this case, a boss which we just started after the pride buff. So all those seconds, like getting your pet up, then dismissing your pet, which takes 3 to 4 seconds, and getting back into your rotation might not be so worth it. Plus on the fact that the moment you dismiss the pet, you don't instantly gain the 10% damage buff back. It scales 1% per second, so it's gonna take a while until you get the full damage. So yeah, you can keep the pet for a particular fight. You'll still do insane amount of damage, don't worry about that. And then just after the fight, quickly dismiss it. By the time you reach the next spec, damage buff will be back. And as always, use kill shot on cooldown. The moment you see a target below 20% HP, you can swap on it and use kill shot. It's a really strong single target ability which costs only 10 focus, so it's totally worth it. The focus consume over the value, it's 100% worth it. The kit that we are doing at the moment, it's in a raging week. As you can see, the mobs are raging, or some mobs are getting buffed by default with their own spells. Don't be shy to use your tranquil shot as a marksman hunter. Up until Shadowlands, only BM hunters or survival hunters were able to dispel the mob or take this buff benefit from them, raging or otherwise. Starting from Shadowlands, Blizzard implemented kill shot on each and every spec, so even as a marksman you can dispel. Use it, help your group, help the tank, Following the next spec, we see my, as I said, normal without RNG Aoe rotation. As the tank was pulling, I popped again my explosive shot on all of the targets, night fae ability down, true shot up, volley down, and I proceeded into rapid fire, aim shot, aim shot. After that, my double tap came off cooldown, popped the double tap, multi-shot into rapid fire. Depending on how many mobs are still alive after, you can proceed with 3+ targets rotation, multi-shot, aim shot, multi-shot, rapid fire. If not, if you have only 2 mobs or 1, single target rotation, aim shot into arcane shots. If you decide to play with the aim shot legendary, be sure to swap targets as much as possible and apply aim shot on each and every target so you can apply the Serpent Sting debuff on them. That's the way you can min-max your DPS with the Serpent Stalker legendary. Don't be shy to use both explosive shot and volley, even though they are a strong spell type for AoE situations. If there's no immediate AoE pack or situation coming up, use them on a single target fight. In order to maximize your output DPS throughout the whole Mythic Plus, it's really good not to hold off your cooldowns. I see a lot of players, either hunters, either other specs or classes, that keep their offensive cooldowns too much. They see 3 mobs being pulled and they are like, I'm keeping my cooldowns for now because maybe he was gonna pull 5 mobs after, but maybe the tanks only pulls 1 because he's out of defensive cooldowns. So it's really important that if you see an opening, use your cooldowns as they come. Don't keep them through too much throughout a Mythic Plus encounter. As a Marksman Hunter, you have a really big toolkit of defensives alongside your offensive spells. So it's not all about the DPS, it's about how you survive to be able to do that DPS. Stay alive, help the group, help the tank with misdirects, with binding shots, with slow traps. For this last boss, as you can see, again, I popped my pet at the beginning of the fight, so we can use the Bloodlust. I was a bit shy on the cooldowns as we started the fight, so I just proceeded in a simple single target rotation. Around 10 seconds into the fight, I got my night fae ability and my true shot available, so I popped them as they come because we already were under pride and under the lust effect. When it comes to your single target rotation, if you have everything aligned at the beginning of the encounter, you will go into the application of night fae on the ground, true shot, unused trinkets if available, and during that true shot window you want to maximize your aim shot casts. Of course, you will do rapid fire on cooldown, either or without the rapid fire legendary, but the most important skill during your true shot windows is definitely the aim shot. The normal rotation as I go for a single target fight is something like this. After I start the true shot, I go into double aim shot, rapid fire, another aim shot, and at this point, depending on how much focus I get, I either can manage to squish in another true shot, either arcane shot. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I provided you with the information you needed, you wanted, and you were seeking for. If you have further on questions, let me know in the comment section below, or as I said, daily find me at twitch.tv/chachuks, where you can ask me anything about Hunter, Marksman Hunter, or anything else. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop a like if you enjoyed the content, maybe even share it, and up until next time, happy hunting.